Hi everyone, this is GeoWill from F-Man Productions Squared, and we're here today to start the 11th developers vlog for Space Crusade. I'm going to start first though on talking about the name of the games. Right now it's called Space Crusade, as just intonated earlier, but I've been going over different names and things because I might change it to because the Space Crusade, there's a couple of reasons I really wouldn't want to use that as the actual name of the game when it's commercially released. Let's put it that way. For a couple of reasons. First and foremost is that Space Crusade is here we go. The name of a game that's been out for a very long time. I'm not sure if there's an actual, computer version of it or something, but I know there's a board game version by the same name for the Dawn of War series. And I actually did not know that until about a year and a half ago. I was searching online, checking out what kind of posts may have been being made about the game, and came across it being the Warhammer 40,000 game. It kind of didn't really shock me, but it was kind of interesting, really. So that's the first reason, and more importantly, probably because of maybe some sort of copyright or licensing issues or whatever. The second reason, though, is because I don't think Space Crusade conveys, I don't want to say the epicness, but that would be my term for it, the elite epicness of the game. Now, it doesn't really convey the kind of level of depth, I guess, that I'm planning to put into the game. Just, Space Crusade just kind of, it rolls off the tongue, but it doesn't do it in like a oh, Space Crusade kind of way. So I've been just throwing around for the last couple months some names and ideas and things for that, and I've narrowed it down to a pretty short list. And I actually do have a favorite, which I'm going to say right now. The one that I'm really thinking about is Odyssian Void. And the reason that I'm thinking about that is I was just watching the Odyssey the other day, and I was thinking about, when you think of the word Odyssey, if you're, were born in the late 80s, early 90s, you'll have watched at least once during, elementary to middle school, the Odyssey, maybe like a literature class or something, and the word Odyssey just kind of will automatically make you flash to that. But so I was trying to think of how could we do Odyssey, and it's just like Odyssey what, it just doesn't really fit with anything. I don't want to just call it Odyssey because then you're just trying to go with that. So I wanted to have something that was more like an adjective, more descriptive of something. Like, Space Crusade. The space part of Space Crusade is an adjective describing, I guess you could say it's describing the Crusade, which is in space. But you could also flip the other way around, I guess, and say, but I wanted to figure out some kind of name that sounded cool that could be used in that kind of way. Have an adjective, then something that would, be a synonym for space. And that's how I came up with Odyssian Void. So Odyssian, if you look up the definition on Google, it's a term that describes a personality trait of Odysseus, or describes a trait of his journey through the book/movie, through the story. And I think there's a lot of parallels. Because if you think about the story of the Odyssey, it's very long for one, but it's also filled with dangers and mythical beings and mystical stuff and all kinds of crazy crap. And I think that really describes what I'm aiming for with Space Crusade. So, and Void, because Void is a synonym of space. So we kind of have, the Crusade kind of thing in there. We also have the space thing in there, but not actually calling it Space Crusade. So let me know what you think about that name in the comments, and if you have any other suggestions, put them in there too, and I'll consider them. So, for this developer's vlog, I wanted to kind of go over that, then also wanted to kind of go over some other stuff. Get some work in the shown for coding, obviously, and then also some in the some from working in the database. We're gonna go over that right now. Like, that's probably the next most worked on area so far. If you notice right now, you'll probably say, okay, so we're in the equipment data table. What the hell? We got weapons here. Well, what I did was, I don't know, it was like late 2011 or something when I was going through this and trying to get things going, or excuse me, late 2012. I was working on this stuff on the code and all that, and I was thinking, you know what? Maybe we could do this way, because I just added in. No, I guess it wasn't late 2012. It was whenever I added in mining. When the hell was that? Let me go see. Let's leave that there. And we'll go to because I actually created a thing in here, a feature request that then later, okay, so I guess it was March, okay, so March 1st. So it was like late February then. I was thinking about all this stuff, and having added this in and then gone through and changed how the OR resources and OR interacted with the database in the code. Database section in the code, because what I have now is that it would just go through and take specific values out for specific things, and we'd only look up those values, specific values that were needed, and not everything from the table like I was doing before, and not save certain things into variables. And then also have it all separated from each other. So instead of saying resource database and having only the things from the data system function returning only certain values, just have a vector for each individual item type inside of that database. So now we just return O name instead of RD name. And when I was working on that, I was thinking maybe we could do this with some other stuff. And I also, this one was back in later mid to late 2012. Was thinking about consolidation of some database tables, because some things could be fit into the same category. And that's what I went ahead and did this the last couple of weeks now. Well, actually, it was didn't take a couple of weeks. It only took about 4 or 5 days. But the last couple of weeks, maybe 3 weeks even, I've been working on trying to get more stuff in here for the third part series, and I'll explain that in the actual modding guide, what a part series is for the modding guide, for adding things in, using that as all the stuff I'm putting in as an example. But what I did was I took the weapons and ships tables, merged them into the equipment data table. When I did that, though, I had to rearrange and kind of merge certain fields. Like, for example, I think the only real example of that, though, of a merged field that was used two different ways on the different tables, was the damage type. And equipment data, it was called damage type, DMG type, and it was used for planetary defenses, for the damage, the special types of damage for that. In the weapon data table, it was called specials at the very end of the table, and was a field called special damage, or so it stood for, or something like that. So I just removed that field entirely and just used the damage type for that with weapons. And then I also rearranged the order of the fields too. Then there's also some new additions added, completely new additions. And that's what these four are here. So the damage intensity, high and low, is just the range of damage intensity for heavy weapons. So what happens is that every turn you have when you're using a heavy weapon in the text version, the damage will be modulated between these 2 points. What that means is that damage value. What that means is that somewhere between the low and the high range of this damage intensity, it's going to, there'll be a random value chosen. That value is going to be used inside of a formula which will modify the final damage from the damage class, and that'll augment the damage to give it either a higher or well, I guess it would be a higher, unless you also, well, maybe we'd go into negatives though, because I think, well, not negatives, but 0 point whatever's under 1, because you want to have kind of a chance to have less damage, because you don't want to just having ever increasing damage. You want to have a chance to have lower damage. So it might be like a range from 0.2 to 4 or something, where the values will be used, but it'll modify the damage. The reason I want to do that is heavy weapons should have a little more of a kick to them. That's why they're called heavy weapons, and why they take entire bays instead of just hard points. This is the best way I can figure out how to kind of implement something like that. That would give a little more control or a little more variability to the damage each turn. In the full version of the game, the damage will be modified, every... Okay, you bastard. Gotcha. There's been this gnat or something flying around this room for the past 2 hours, and it's been driving me freaking insane, and I just knocked the bastard out. I also probably woke some of you guys up if I was putting you to sleep, so it's dual purpose there served. Now I need a napkin or something to clean this bastard up with. Or rather, to kill it. Maybe I did kill it, I don't know. Pretty sure I stunned the hell out of it. Well, hell, I guess I'll just use this wrapper from a piece of gum. Make do with what you have. Alright, yeah, bastard. Not gonna be bugging me anymore. Or at least not you specifically. Anyway, so, on the full version of the game, what'll happen is that the heavy weapons will do damage over a certain period of time. So you'll have like, 7 or 9 minute burst or something of weapon going towards your target, and the damage intensity will modulate the damage that beam will do over that time. Every maybe second or something, it'll probably be another variable that'll add in for it. The rate of modulation by the intensity range. Underneath that is the ammo type and consumption. These two are for the railguns, which I'm also going to be adding in with this whole data thing I'm doing. The ammo type is obviously going to be not the type of ammo, but the well, I don't know. That's an interesting question. I hadn't actually thought that through yet. So, will it be a range, or will it be just a specific ID of ammo, or maybe yeah? See, I didn't really think that through too well. Ammo type. Well, once I figure that out, I'll let you know what I did with it. But underneath that, the consumption rate. So that's how many units of ammo are used up per shot. Again, in the text version, that's going to be just a shot will be done in one turn. So that'll be the ammo consumed per turn, and then in the full version it'll be, you know, they actually have an attack rate, so it'll be ammo consumed per attack times the attack rate. And those are really the only 4 fields that were added in. Everything else has been existing, was existing already in one of the tables and moved over, merged into this one, the equipment data table, or was already existing on the data table and we just renamed it or moved it. So that was everything that I did in the actual, as far as actually going through and doing stuff in the table. I am adding in a lot of information here, though. So what I've been doing is I just went through and added in 2 ships to each one of these, each class, except for frigates. I added in 3 because this was put in during a previous attempt at recording the video section of the modding guide that I'm at now. But everywhere else you only have 2. And then I also was doing the weapons and putting in 3 or getting to 8 if possible. But what I've found out is that putting in weapons is freaking difficult. I mean, I've been trying to finish this for 2.5, 3 weeks. It just is freaking hard for me to get the names out for whatever reason. The descriptions, once you kind of get behind everything, can kind of flow out, but the names just kill me. But I've gone through and finished the weapons, finished the lasers and the missiles, and I'm working on bombs right now. Then I have to do 5 for each class grouping for both heavy weapons and railguns. So that's going to be fun. And then I have to also go through and do the same, add some more in for planetary shields, defenses, and clones. But we're probably about halfway done, I'd say. Maybe a little under half, but still about maybe 40 to 53% done. Somewhere in that range of completedness. But what I've started to do is to go back into the code now and try and wrangle all the changes I've made and trying to get things back so that they'll work within the database class and the data system class. So that's what we're going to do right now. So I'm going to go into the code and we're going to work on that. I was going to go in here and show me typing in stuff, but that's going to get kind of boring. Because just really trying to come up with names and crap and just takes a little while, and there'll be a lot of space where there's nothing happening in. So I'm just going to say screw that, and we're just going to go right into the code. So I've already started the work on it. You can see here we've already taken, this used to be equipment, and now it's P shield, P defense, and clone. We also don't use the actual name of the table, it's the type of item we want to get, and then we just go to that specific get and return functions for that specific item type in that table, and works that way. So one thing I forgot to do though is we have to do the create. That's true. We have to do create statement, and we have to do this stuff because we don't do it the same way anymore now. So actually, we could probably. Well, no, we still need that for some things. Yeah, because we need to do this part here. Because the table is not correct anymore. Because eventually we'll end up with the well, I don't know, because we won't merge certain tables together. Like, for example, mission data is always going to be mission data, but equipment is always going to be broken up like this. So I think we'll just leave that there as it is, and we'll just have these other ones in here, even though it's kind of not very efficient. Resetting what those values are actually in the database class, or this instance of the database class. So let's see, I'll start here. Equipment data. That's really all we have to do is say equipment data, and then we can just copy paste this into each section. No muss, no fuss. Weapon. I also had to go through and create new vectors to hold the information as well. And also edit the structs and data placeholders as well to reflect the changes. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go through here. We're going to figure out how the hell to structure this, because we have to go through and get certain things that are always going to have the information that we need. So this is kind of an issue here, because I don't want to have things being redone. You know, I don't want to have the EID, you know, the ID being. You see, the problem with that though is that it has to. No, we have to redo. We have to do it more than once, because we're doing it per vector, and the vector, you can't access each and every vector unless you go through and try and figure out what the information you're looking for, and that just creates a whole, you know, other problem. It'd just be easier to do individual functions for everything. I think it'd be quicker, even though it would probably take up more code space. It wouldn't be quite as convoluted just to do it. Yeah, have a get whatever ID for ships, weapons, which already have them. So just planetary defenses, shields, and clones. We also have to add in the stuff for railguns and heavy weapons though too. Another thing to take into consideration. So we're just going to change this equipment data to planetary shield data, and then go ahead and bring that up. Then we're going to copy paste all of this stuff and go planetary. Is it get or yeah, get? Okay, so I want to make sure I do get. Get planetary defense. Damn it. Data. And copy again, and then get clone data. So now the first thing we need to do is some of these fields we don't need now, because, you know, we don't need damage variables for shields, because they can't do any damage to you. So we need to take those out. Let's see, where are they at even? Alright, so get M damage, X damage, range. Okay, so we don't need these. We don't need the last two either. We also don't need class. But we need everything else. And pretty much the same process with this. Again, we don't need the class for any of these non-weapon ship items. We don't need ESPR, because shield structural points don't regenerate. We do need these. We do need those. We don't need effect though, because that's specifically for clones and modifications, modules, whatever. Actually, this is what we're talking about. But we do need ECXP. And then for clone data, we don't need class. We don't need any of this. And actually we don't even need SG. Well, no, I guess we do need SG too. We don't need any of that. And we don't need CEXP. And so now we just get the information we need only for clones. So now we need to change these. So PS. Well, that's what we'll do. We'll just say This will be kind of tricky. So what we'll have to do is we'll have to say replace in files match case E and replace with PS. So that should leave any non-capitalized E's alone. And we'll see what happens. Okay, and then instead of equipment, we want P shield. And instead of .e, we want .ps. So now, what's up with that? Okay, so we haven't actually done that yet. We'll have to do these by hand because there's E's that can be changed otherwise. PS. I'm gonna just do this. Oops. Then PD. And then C for clones. So just started our Legend Dragoon and Guerrilla Lancer 2 walkthroughs. Should be interesting to see what happens with those. Especially since Legend Dragoon's actually also coming out on the PSN soon. That was completely coincidental. I didn't even know they were doing that until I think it was last week or something. I saw it on Kotaku, I think, that they were doing that. Yeah, they're both pretty cool games. So we got the stuff renamed here. PS, PD, C. So that shouldn't give us any problems over here. Yeah, okay, good. Now we gotta do the entire same process again with this. .e.pd equipment P defense is that what they called it? Yeah, P defense. Oh, these aren't in there yet, that's why. And then capital E with PD. Then the same thing with clones. E with C. equipment with iClone. And no, that's not a jab at, you know, Apple's products, although it could be. It could also be a jab at the Apple zombie fanboys. Attack of the iClones. And then .E to .C. Oh, oops, there's a problem with that one. Probably have the same thing up here too. Well, actually, no, they don't have that, do they? That's right. Those don't use effects. Alright, so that effectively gets that done pretty quickly. That's odd. Why is it not teal like these are? Strange. Probably IntelliSense having a brain fart. Seems to love to do that. And previously went there and broke all the functions down like so. Actually, we can also get rid of things out of here. I didn't do that. Yet because we're going through. I was going through and moving things around, so I didn't want to take things out that I was going to use later on. Okay, that's good. So, actually, I might have taken the stuff out of this one. Well, not all of it, but some of it. That's the only one I did. And then we got this down here. I think everything is good here. Yeah. Alrighty then. So, nothing really has to change up here, except we do have to add in the new weapon, the new, you know, stuff for the new fields. Although I think, is it in here? I think I have a comment. I guess it's not in here, but it's in the weapon header file. I think I have it commented off the variables to store. Yeah, we got the ammo stuff, but also the yeah, we got these here. Damage intensity ranges. Huh. As for launchers, we'll work on that eventually. So I'll probably actually not even need to have that there anymore. So we actually are going to use these in the text version. What we won't have though is the I think what you do here, just for later. So I've been thinking about what I want to do as far as the engine for the full version of the game, and it seems that the engine makers are adopting a new payment model where you actually pay flat rate per month, plus I guess a certain percentage of your totals of each of your sales generated by the game that you have made with their engine. So it would be feasible to do Unreal Engine 4 now, because it's only $19 a month per seat, development seat, to license that engine. Then you also have the CryEngine, which just released on Steam. They're doing $9 a month, I believe, per seat. So yeah, we'll have to go through and change a lot of these functions here. So yeah, we need to add in those new ones here. We could probably also combine as Harley. Probably also could, you know, arrange these in order as well. But I don't think we need to. What we do need to do though is add in the consumption rate, which I think will be in just an integer. It won't be a float. It'd be kind of stupid to have a float. You know, how do you expend half of a unit of ammunition? You cut the shell in half and only fire off half of it or something? Same thing as done. The same, you know, logical fail that is the whole, you know, half of a person, or, you know, 3/4 of a person, 3/4 of a person kind of thing when they're dealing with I think polling averages or something. I was having a discussion with somebody that came talking about, you know, 1/4 a person, 5 1/4 people do whatever, you know, and it's like, how do you get a 1/4 person? Anyway, but so we need the ammo type. Now, really, this doesn't need to be in here in the database. This is more for the in the actual game. You know, the type, the name of the ammo name, and ammo ID. So that actually doesn't even need to be here. I don't know why I put that in here. That makes sense now. Must have been during last Friday/Saturday's all-nighter that I put that in. Because it makes more sense not to have it than to have it. In the table here, because we just, you know, we create a table of ammo, or put the ammo in the equipment data table here, and then just, you know, get that information there, and let's have the consumption rate in here. Makes a lot more sense. So we just need to add the consumption and then the damage intensity ranges. So let's put those in here. Float, get weapon, DIR low, get weapon damage intensity range low. Get weapon damage high. And then also int get weapon ammo consumption rate. Alright. So that's really all we needed to add, was that. There's a few things there. Now comes the fun part. We have to go and we have to edit the functions in database that get data from the table. From the database, from the equipment data table to, we have to change that now. We also have to change the weapon and ship table, ship functions as well, because now we only want a certain number of fields, certain specific fields from the equipment table. So those aren't going to line up anymore with what we have in those those functions, because we've changed the databases around, tables around rather. So we'll need to fix that now. And then we'll go from there. So, database. Where are ya? Where are you at, Sonny Jim? Ah, there you are. So, database and database.cpp. Now Now I want to make sure I rename them properly, and I changed the names here, so we'll use the names from here. So, PS results, PL def results, and C results. Now I don't need to write those down. We can just switch back over if we need to. Server and database. Mission, weapon, equipment, there it is, equipment. So equipment now gets split into 3 different tables. Function sets, we'll call them, I guess. Planetary shields. Get PS... Is it P shield or PS HD, or what did I just say it was? PS results. Return PS results. P shield. Alright, P shield lowercase. And then P shield. Planetary defenses. P defense and P defense. Alright. Oh, then we gotta do clones too. Void get C results. Bool. There's another gnat flying around in there somewhere, I think. Where'd you get, you little fart knocker? They're around there somewhere. So you buzz by the screen. Well, I'll get you later. B errors. And void get C return C results vector clone and iClone. Alright, I think we already added the things down here. We might, no, we didn't. Okay, P shield. P shield. That's gotta be different from that one. PS results. Now, do we already have a PD results? That's P defense results. Okay, so we can do PD. Sweet. Planetary defenses, and then vector clone C results. I don't think we need to add anything down here. No, I don't think we do. Alright. So now, the code. This is where it gets kind of interesting. Oh, right there, right where we need to be. Cool. Stepping right up to there. So get PS results, B errors. PS results, push back. P shield. I'll just go through and change E results to PS results. It'd be easier to do it that way. So E results to PS results. Go. Alright, so now we can get rid of E effect and ECXP. We don't need either of these. Need those, don't need these. Don't need that. Oh yeah, .ease. I almost forgot about that. .ease to .ps. Now we need to make sure that the index is correct here. Which is not as easy, because now we have to go back and forth between the database and this to make sure. Well, I know for a fact that the ID is correct, and that the name and description are correct. Now, type is another question. So, type is going to have to be 4, I believe. Yeah, type is 4. Now we could kind of bring this in so I don't have to keep switching between friggin' things all the time. Cinch that over there, bring this up. Bring it down. You just need the name and the index after all. No, damn you. Hate this auto friggin' large window thing that Windows 7 does. So goddamn annoying. Okay, so maybe a little more on it. Alright, so that's going to be 4. Or no, that is, never mind, that is 3. It's a 0 index, so that's actually 3. Actually, I might not have to change anything. T level, that's correct. 6, 8. That's not right though. What the hell? What was in 7 then? Huh. 6, 7, that should be 7, not 8. So, now this is going to be different for damn sure. Yeah, look at this. All the way down to 30. So 29. And then that's pretty much just straight after that. No, wait, there's 2 more. So cargo, 3 more. So it starts on 34. So 33. So 40, yeah, nuclear waste. Alright, return PS results, vector, P shield, and P shield. And again, I'm going to take out the ones we don't need. And that's essentially what we have to do with everything else now. So what we'll do is copy paste all this and then just edit it as we need to for the other two. It'll be easier than typing it all up again. Alright. So PL def. So PS results, PD results. .ps.pd, place all. We'll have to re-add some things back in now. I think that's everything. But overall, it'll still be easier to do it this way. So what we need to add in now is, so S points, let's go back up here. So S points, then min damage, max damage. So 11 and 12, which will be the case number, but it's actually 12, 13. PD results dot at 0 dot PD D M damage. Okay. Equals. So those should be. I guess they are reals. Okay. Float. SQLite 3 column double statement I. MX damage. Alright, then we need the damage type. And that we're going to have to do the whole data equals char BS. Data equals char pointer SQLite column text. Listen to 3. If data does not equal null, pd results dot at 0 dot pd equals data. I'll just copy this down. Okay. Then we need the max target distance. So 22. Should be 21. Now let's see what's next. So SG2, and then we need the CEXP. $42. So not too much had to be added really. A couple of fields here and there. We'll need to add them into here though too, so this does get a little bit intensive there. Type T level S points P defense dot at I dot PD Alright, yep, that's it. Okay, and then we just copy this all again. And we only have to add in one field this time for clones. That's the effect field. Everything else can stay or has to be removed because it's not used. So, PD dot C. PL def with C. P defense with clone. P defense I clone. PD results with C results. And I think that's it. Now it's got to take out the stuff we don't need and add the one on the end. Change this to 41. And that's a text column. Alright, I don't need that. Or any of that. So SG2 cost the effect, and everything else that's there is correct. That's where it should be. And nothing else doesn't need to be taken out. Now we gotta do the same thing down here though. Take those out and then add C effects. C effects. Alright, and those are done. Now we're going to go back up to ships and weapons. We've got to deal with the changes there. So get S results for ships. So, ID, the name, description, class. That's the first change. This actually becomes 4. We need to add in the type here. So we'll actually just copy paste this. I must have added it in. Wasn't sure if it was there or not. Yeah, it's type. I also reordered the things here based on how they're ordered over here. Not really needed, but just kind of a, you know, clerical thing. Looks better that way. Alright, so 3, 4, which is class. Tech level should be next. Or rather, 7. Or no, 6. 6. One down, not one up. Or 5, what the hell? God, okay. Now that we have the correct one. Armor, hull, shield. That's now at 9, 10, and 11. Alright. TH points. Let's see. It's down at 23. '26 and 27. Eminent 28. Really, everything else is in order as it is. I think actually we don't use all the. Actually, don't use all the stuff here either, so it's good. Yeah. So SG squared is 29, 30, and then everything else is the same. As the other ones, 31, 2, 4, 36 for uranium. So, oh wait, no. Time to shoot myself in the foot for a second here, because there's 2 other ones before that. So it's actually starting on 33. Dur. Okay, U cost is now, yeah, that's much better. 7, skip over. Or 9, to skip over, right, even, skip over, lithium, and 39, plutonium, and no nuclear waste. So that's good. Now, the real fun part comes at, all this can stay the same because it's all the same. Well, I guess we could change the ordering, but that's not really that big of a deal. I guess we have to add ships. We do have to add one though, that's type. And it's not really even needed, but we're doing it anyway, putting that in there. So obviously it's a ship because that's the only type of item you can get from this particular function, but we're just gonna pass it back in anyway, just because we can. Everything else is in the proper order. So down to weapons. Weapons gets even better. Alright, so, yeah, still got the first 3 or 4 that are correct. Description, and after that it kind of goes to hell though. So first we need to do the description, then type, and then class. So let's grab the class from down here. We'll just copy it twice. Three and then 4. So W type. And W class. And then a T level. That should be 5. Next comes the set that pointed into the so min damage, max damage. So on 12-13, so 11-12. My mistake. 11-12. Then damage type, which as you can see before was special. And no longer goes down there. That's 13 now. And WD type. Let's see, after damage type comes the damage intensity range and then ammo consumption. So actually we can just copy these twice. $14 and $15. Huh, I thought we added those. Oh, I didn't say R, it's just WDI. Gotcha. No R. Followed by the ammo consumption. So case 16. Let me go ahead and restart recording real quick here. Getting close to 126. Alright. So W results dot at I, or rather 0 dot W weapon ammo con. That's what I just added, I believe, right? Yeah, we can get rid of that. We don't need the ammo type anymore. Just put those in for the moment. Equals SQLite 3 column int statement. Alright, and the mass, which is this one, 17. And those are all in order. Alright, then WSG2, which is 30, that's 29. Then we have those, 31 and 32. And then all the cost stuff here. And we don't need weapon type, sets it there. And we done. Let's see, damage. Or rather, no, that goes after this. Alright, and that's now properly sorted as well. And code God willing, that should finish up all the changes we have to make to the database code to make it work now with the new table. There's a lot of other places we have to change the code in the rest of the game, like over here in defenses, for the function name changes in data system, but just purely for the interaction between data system, database, and the database itself. I think that's all that we need to do. Actually, no, maybe it's not. Data system. I'm just thinking here. I think there's stuff in the load that might. Well, no, that you load the ID and then the ID goes to another class which loads the information from there, like this. I could say that's all done here. So no, I think that's it. That's all we have to do. So I think that'll do for tonight. It's pretty well done there. So we'll go ahead and end recording for tonight. And when we pick up again next time, I'll have already gone through and done all the necessary changes for the function renames that we have to do, and then also I'll have done all the information for the database, and we'll have that done, and then we'll go through and actually change, start changing out the areas that we need to for being able to take the values out of the code and put them in the INI file. Go through and start replacing those and show you exactly where those kind of things are put at. And then we'll probably get some, after that, get some more work done on the audio side of things. Didn't really show any audio last developer's vlog, but I want to get some new test tracks out for this one. So I'll probably have some more work done in Fruit Loops for this recording developer's vlog. But that's probably going to be the itinerary for the rest of the entire vlog series of videos here for vlog 11. And so that's what you have to look forward to. So, this is GeoWill. Thanks for watching these videos. Hope you enjoyed them, or at least found them educational, or at the extreme least not boring. And if you have any comments or questions, leave them below in the comment section. Remember, we'd like some input on the name and the maybe some ideas that you might have that we could call the game. And if you haven't subscribed yet, we'd appreciate it if you did. And I will see you next time.